Good morning, children. Let us start with a new chapter today. That is Prairies, the land of grasses. Prairies, the land of grasses means here what happened? This area, prairies, is having more amount of grasses. That is why it is called as the land of grasses. A grassland is an area where the vegetation is dominated by grasses. The name itself is grassland. What does it mean? If there are more amount of grasses, then you call it as a grassland. So there is a domination of grasses in this place. So prairies is called the land of grasses. Grasslands occur naturally on all continents except Antarctica. So where do you find these grasslands? In all places you are seeing, in all continents you are seeing, except Antarctica. Antarctica is also a continent. There you don't find more grasses. So temperate grasslands are located in the temperate zone between the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, and the Arctic Circle, 23.5 degree south in the northern hemisphere, and between the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south, and the Antarctic Circle, 23.5 degree south in the southern hemisphere. These grasslands are known by different names in different continents. See children, now you can see here, this is a globe, you know. So this is the center part is called as the equator. What is this is called as the equator? Just above this 23.5 degree north. So what is there? 23.5 degree north is Tropic of Cancer. On the north it is Tropic of Cancer. 23.5 degrees south means downwards, it is Tropic of Capricorn. Understood? And then see Antarctic is again from here to 23.5 degree. You call it as Arctic Circle. Tropic of Cancer, Arctic Circle. Here Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. 23.5 degree it is. You understood now? So that is the meaning here. So temperate grasslands are located in the temperate zone between the Tropic of Cancer, this part, okay, and the Arctic Circle. Got it? And then Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn back down, and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. So this below equator down, you call it a southern hemisphere. Equator upwards, it is called as northern hemisphere. This is not south pole and this is the south pole. Understood? So Tropic of Cancer, Arctic Circle comes in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle comes in the southern hemisphere. So that is the meaning here. So the grassland is present there in 23.5 degrees in the temperate zone between the Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree north and the Antarctic Circle 23.5 degree. Also it should be north. Then here in the northern hemisphere and between the Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degrees south and the Antarctic Circle 23.5 degree south. That should be north there, Arctic Circle. These grasslands are known by different names in different continents. Except which continent doesn't have grass? That is the Antarctica. Now what are the different continents where you see grasses? First one is the prairies. Where do you find these prairies? Prairies is a place found in North America. It's present in North America. Then you find the grasses in Pampas. Pampas is in South America. Because you are finding them in northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere, isn't it? In northern hemisphere you find prairies. And in the southern America you are finding pampas. So in downs in Australia. In Australia also there is a grassland called downs. So these are the names of the grasslands. So prairies, pampas, downs, these are all the names of grasslands. Steppes, where do you find steppes? Steppes in Russia. In Russia you find a grassland called steppes. And veld in South Africa. Veld is in South Africa. So these are the different grasslands present in different continents. The prairies lying in the central part of North America are temperate grasslands. Prairie is the French word for a meadow grazed by cattle. Means what? Most of the cattle are going to graze here. It is meadow grazed grass. Means there are so many grasses which is grazed by the cattle. What's the fodder for cattle? It is the grass, isn't it? Fodder means the food for cattle is called as the grass here. So it is called as a meadow grazed by cattle. So the prairies lying in the central part of North America. Prairies in North America. So central part of North America are called temperate grasslands. Prairie, how is this prairie derived from? It is derived from a French word called a meadow grazed by cattle. Coming to the location, the prairies are vast areas of tall grasses. You see tall grass, not small grass. Now in near your house and around you, you can see small grasses, isn't it? But this is not grass like that. It is big grasses, tall grasses. So the prairies are vast areas of tall grasses located in the central part of North America. Where is it present? It is present in North America, far away from the oceans. It's away from the oceans. Normally salt water means you don't see more type of grasses, the land grasses. Okay. So it is far away from the oceans. In the USA, United States of America, it covers the states of North Dakota, then South Dakota, next Nebraska, Kansas and Oklahoma, and parts of the states of Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Illinois and Minnesota. Illinois and Minnesota. Okay. This S will be silent here, so it is called as Illinois and Minnesota. This grassland is watered by two great rivers, the Mississippi and the Missouri. So you see two great rivers. So wherever the river flows, river water is there you see more and more type of plants growing. That is why you see here especially the grass is growing. If this water, the fresh water which you get from the river is called as what? Fresh water. So what happens here? Because there is presence of river water is fresh water, isn't it? So that because of the river water, what happens? You see more amount of grasses growing. If it is oceanic water, salt water means you don't find that. But because here you see, which are the two great rivers here, Mississippi and Missouri. Because of this, what happens? You see more grasses growing and there are tall grasses growing because of the sufficient amount of water which is present there. That is because of the two rivers, Mississippi and Missouri. Now coming to the climatic condition, when you see the climatic condition, the prairies experience an extreme type of climate with hot summers and extremely cold winters. Again you see the extremes. That is why it is called as temperate. Means what? During daytime, that is during summertime, what happens? It is very hot. At the same time when it is winter, it is very cold. So extremes you can see. Very hot and very cold. So these are the two extremities. The temperature can go as low as minus 20 degrees Celsius. See 0 degrees Celsius itself is freezing point. But here what is happening? Temperature in the winter season goes minus 20, less than 0 degree. Less than 0 degree. Means you can understand. 0 degree itself what happens? Water changes to ice. Right? When it is going to minus 20 degree, how can you stand that temperature? It is too cold. Very, very cold. So it is minus 20 degrees Celsius during winter. Rainfall is moderate and extremely variable across different parts of the prairies. So moderate rainfall means not very heavy rainfall, not very low rainfall. It is in medium. So it is called as moderate rainfall and extremely variable across different parts of the prairies. The southern prairies are highly prone to droughts. See, but the southern prairies, the southern part of prairies is what? Prone to drought. Drought means what? Wherein you are not able to get water. Understood? So what happens? The land becomes barren. Barren means its fertility is lost. So once the fertility is lost, what will happen? You cannot grow crops there. Okay, that is called as drought condition. Paragala. Did you understand? So here the southern prairies are highly prone to droughts. Moreover, the area is hit by numerous thunderstorms and occasional tornadoes. Thunderstorm means that sometimes what happens? Heavy rainfall. Wherein you see the thunder. Thunder is what you call Gudugu Sidlu. Sidlu Gudugu is that only thunderstorm. and occasional tornadoes. Tornadoes means what? Suntragali. Okay. So what happens? All this, there will be heavy wind blow. So what happens? Because of all these reasons, the what is it? It has the southern prairies are highly prone to droughts. Understood? Now coming to vegetation. What is vegetation? Growth of plants in particular areas called as vegetation. The prairies is covered with a vast expanse of grasses. Already I told you, Mississippi and Missouri rivers, there is water flow. So what happens? The prairies is covered with a vast expanse of grasses, big, tall grasses, and more amount of grasses, which are green during summer and turn to brown during autumn. During autumn season, what happens? This grass will turn brownish color, but whereas in summer, what happens? It is green in color. Same grass will change its color. Only a few trees, such as the willow and the oak, are found on the banks of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers. So, which type of trees are grown there? Willow and oak tree, long, tall trees, like cone shape. You can see that oak, isn't it? So, only a few trees, such as the willow and the oak, are found on the banks of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers. So, you can see here Mississippi river. So, how it is flowing, you can see. All these are water spots. Understood? All white color is water spots. That is Mississippi river. Now, so what happens here? Only a few trees such as willow and oak are found on the banks of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers. In addition, these treeless grasslands have suitable climate and fertile soil for the growth of grasses like wheat and maize. So, which are the crops grown here? Wheat, godi, maize, jola, mekejola. Understood? So, wheat and maize are the main food crops which is grown in this place. In fact, the prairies are the biggest wheat growing areas of the world. So, biggest wheat growing areas is the prairies of the world, in the world itself. And the USA exports surplus wheat to other countries. And what does the USA do? USA is exporting. Exporting means it is sending its wheat to different countries. When we take from USA, we are importing wheat. When the USA is giving to others, it is exporting wheat. Understood? So, USA exports surplus wheat to other countries. As a result, the prairies are well known as the wheat basket of the world. The maximum amount of wheat is grown where? In the prairies, and that is going to supply wheat to other countries also. That is why it is called as wheat basket of the world. Got it? So, prairies is called as a wheat basket of the world. Now, coming to wildlife. So, what are the different types of animals you find there? A wide variety of grazing animals are seen in these grasslands. Common animals found here are deer, antelopes, black-tailed prairie dogs, etc. While the birds, so what are the animals here? Deer are there, antelopes are there, and black-tailed prairie dogs. While the birds include the golden eagle. Golden eagle. You have seen eagle now? Normally it is a grey color, but here it is golden eagle, little yellowish, orange color, yellowish brownish, you can say, yellow brownish. So, golden colored eagle, hawks, owls, and the mocking bird. So, these are all the different types of birds and animals you find here in prairies. The American buffaloes, known as bisons, were very commonly spotted in this region earlier. Bisons in Okona. Okay. So, normally you see, sometimes on TV you would have seen, they use it for games. Now, they will have a cloth. People will be having a cloth, red and black color. So, once they show that red color to the bison, you see that bison will run to attack them. I don't know whether you have seen that sport which is shown on TV. And again, if they immediately turn it to black, it will stop. Okay. So, normally bisons are used for all those things. Okay. The American buffaloes known as bisons were very commonly spotted in this region earlier. But they are almost extinct now. Now what happens? You don't see those bisons, that is American buffaloes, are not found now. Extinct means they are already disappeared. The species itself is not there. It is already disappeared. But they are almost extinct now. They were killed in large numbers by the people for their meat. Why these bisons were killed? For their meat purpose. Bisons were killed. So many bisons. So now we don't find that species at all. Bisons are not at all available. It's already become extinct. So now let us see about the life of the people. The people of the prairies lead a good life with all the modern facilities. See, prairies people now, they are having all the modern facilities to lead a good life, luxurious life. Most of them are engaged in farming. So farming, because there is availability of water, minerals, everything. So the land is fertile. Because of that fertility, what happens? They can do agriculture. They can grow crops. So farming is nothing but agriculture. Converting grasslands into farmlands. So grassland is converted into farmlands because everything is available there. The soil is also fertile. So this grassland can be converted to farmlands. What is farmlands? Wherein you are going to grow different food crops. Not grasses. You are going to grow different food crops. Then we call it as farmlands. Modern machines are used for cultivating the farms, like plowing. They use the plow, sowing, harvesting and threshing. Plowing means what? To make the land fertile and to make the rows and ridges, so that you can put the seeds. Understood? So you are going to plow it. After plowing, what you do? You are sowing the seeds. In that plow, you are going to sow the seeds. Then harvesting. After sowing, you are going to put water. That is irrigation. Then you are using fertilizers or minerals. So what happens? Manure and fertilizers, then you use what happens? With water. The plants grow very well, isn't it? Once the plants grow, what happens? It ripens. Ripens means it matures. So that time you go for harvesting. You harvest the plant. After harvesting, you have to separate the grains, food crops from the plant. Grains has to be separated from food crops now. So you beat it, or there are some machines for that. That is called as threshing, wherein you are separating the grains from the plant. That is called threshing. So all these are done. The main crops grown are wheat, corn, barley, rye, oats and grasses like alfalfa. Alfalfa. There is a grass called alfalfa. All those things are grown here as vegetation. Huge storage bins called silos are used for bulk storage of grains. Kanaja, what you call we call kanaja. Big granaries will be there, wherein you are going to store the food grains. That is called as silos. Silos means in Kannada is kanaja. So storage of grains. On each farm, there are small homesteads where the farmer's family and a few workers stay. So there will be sheds. Homesteads means it is like sheds where in every farm, because otherwise they have to move to far off distances. So near the farm itself they construct small houses, that is called as homesteads, where the farmer's family and a few workers stay. So the people will be staying there only. Early morning they go to field, they work, again night they come and they sleep in their houses, which is next to the farm only. The western part of the prairies is hilly with less fertile soil, suitable only for growing grasses. So the western part of prairies is what? Hilly region with less fertile soil. For soil is not fertile, so you cannot grow crops there. And it is suitable only for growing grasses, not food crops. The people in this part rear livestock on open grasslands called ranches. So they are rearing. These grasslands are used for rearing the animals, domesticating the animals. Why? Availability of grass is there now. Grass is a fodder for animals, food for animals. So you see most of the animals are kept in these places called ranches. They have big cattle farms and cattle rearing is done mainly for beef and milk products. So why this cattle rearing is done? It is for beef. Means what? The flesh of cows. The flesh of cow is called as beef. And milk products. And from cows you get milk, they prepare the milk products. No. What all? Kova is there, peda is there, it? All this comes under cheese, all that comes under milk products. Chicago is the biggest center for slaughtering animals. Slaughtering animals means killing the animals. Killing the animals, beef. To get the meat from animals, which is the place? Chicago. Chicago is the biggest center for slaughtering animals. Most of the animals are killed in Chicago, and from there it will be sent to other places. The production of beef is so high that it is exported to some of the European countries. So because they go on slaughtering, that is they go on killing these animals, especially the cows. So what happens? Those meat is eaten by those people also, plus they send it to other European countries. Dairy farming is done using latest techniques. Dairy farming, what is that? Rearing of cows and getting milk from them. And then that milk is utilized for so many other purposes. So all this is done with using latest techniques, new technology. Using new technology, they make so many milk products out of that. The dairy products are sent to other parts of the country for processing. Now for example, you get milk powder, isn't it? How do you get milk powder? Milk is being processed and that is turned into powder. See, which is liquid, is turned into powder, solid form. Understood? So that is all called as processing. So country for processing, after which they are also exported to the European market. You get butter, you get ghee, cheese, then cover, all these things are got from the milk products. So and then they are exported to what? European market. Since most of the work is done with the help of machines, very few people work in the fields or dairy farms. So most of the work is done with machines, with the help of machines. So manually, that means physically people work less than, machines work more. Mechanization of agriculture has led to high farm yields. So mechanization means even in agriculture also they have used modern techniques. Because of modern techniques, what happens? You get high farm yields. You don't have to work so much manually. Everything is done by machines using technology. So what happens? You get more and more crops there. Okay. Farmers here are rich and lead a luxurious life. Normally what happens? Farmers will not have a luxurious life. But in these prairies, what is happening? Farmers are also leading a luxurious life because they are the ones who are going to cultivate the crops, and then dairy farming, everything is done by farmers. So whatever they earn, they use for themselves. So they are very rich. Farmers are normally very rich and they are going to lead a luxurious life. So did you understand, children? Let me stop it here. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.